First play of the drive, he looks left for a completion. They finally grabbed the senior, but not before he leads the defense on a chase. They still cannot stop this receiver. We're here in the first quarter. He's already got 100-plus receiving yards.
This guy is big time and living up to the hype. I mean, you and I both knew coming in that they had to be able to slow him down. Who expected this guy to have over 100 yards receiving in the first quarter?
That's reeled in. It's Johnson.
I think it's important to kind of let your quarterback get into a rhythm early in the game. Sure, you'd love to see the big gains, but plays like this allow the quarterback to get settled into the game, find his rhythm, and then he can make the bigger plays later on.
Offense will keep it on the ground here. And you'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Offense looking to keep the drive alive. It's third down. Can he make it to the marker? Picks up a few yards there, and that's going to wrap up the first. And so Kirk, Colorado has the lead. We've reached the end of one in this quest to move one step closer to a national championship. Let's check out the stats so far. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. Offense choosing to go for it here on fourth down. Breaks free. And he's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge fourth down stop.
How about the offense being aggressive? They decide to go for it here, and I got to give all the credit to this defense. Being aware, anticipating the call, knowing exactly where they needed to make the stop, and they did it.
And the runner brought down after just a short gain.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Nobody open downfield. He just throws it away.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure, and just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Dropping back. It's Salter. Lets it go quickly. Pass is going to be incomplete. He was really lucky to avoid the pick there.
Oh, man, nearly a disastrous play there by the quarterback. Look at his facial expressions right now. He knows that he caught a break, trying to force the ball in there. He's going to have to make better decisions moving forward and work through his progressions to find his open man.
And he lets it land, and it'll just bounce out of bounds. The Mustangs offense back on the field. Last time out there, they got stopped on fourth down, but it didn't cost them anything. Let's see what the mindset is here. They're going to run it here. They test the middle of the defense, but get nothing.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
Quickly behind the sticks here after the loss. Second down and 11. They look to throw it here on second down. He's got it with room to run. Will not be brought down. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. That's reeled in. It's Johnson.
No gain on the play. Second down coming up.
That completion sets up a second down play. To throw, it's Jennings. And it's incomplete. Just missed the wide receiver there. Challenging spot for the offense. It's third down and long from the 45. And now the offense will call a timeout here. Something they didn't like about what they saw there. They wanted to make an adjustment for this critical down. Looking to throw again. The pocket breaking down. Swarm with a pass rush. A sack.
Interesting call here by the defense in their dime set with 6 defensive backs. Instead of manning up and applying pressure on the receivers, they sit back. Make it tougher on the quarterback. Make him have to read their zone coverage. He gets confused and allows the defensive line to get to the quarterback.
Finally forced out of bounds, but a solid return that time. So they begin the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the half. They're going to run it. The defense swarms him in the backfield. He had nowhere to run, loses 2 yards.
Chris, that play just didn't have much of a chance at all from the snap. Quarterback hands this off and just nowhere to go. It's almost like the defense was anticipating the play call, and they put themselves in a position to come up with a nice tackle for a loss.
He's brought down, but not before getting into enemy territory at the plus 47. The drive stays alive with that first down completion. Takes the handoff, heads to the right. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Looking deep down the left side. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's an incompletion here, but I bet this secondary is going to play a little bit deeper just to make sure they don't get hit on any deep throws later in this game.
After the second down incompletion, they'll have to convert here on third down and 8. To throw, it's Salter. Gets the ball off as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Well, the defense picks the right time to get after this quarterback. Third down, critical down and distance. Do a good job of dialing things up and good coverage downfield. He didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
And the Buffaloes will line up to kick it away. And he'll kick it away now for the second time. It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. Chance for the offense to take the lead before the break. Here's the first play of the drive now from the 20-yard line. Looking to throw it on first down. Looking to scramble now. Solid gain there. Moves the ball out to the 32.
These are the kind of plays that keep defensive coordinators up at night. You spend so much time putting your plan together to stop the pass, and then nobody accounts for the quarterback on a run.
Keeping it on the ground here. He's found some room at the 45. Tackle is made very near midfield. Good enough for a first down.
How about that offensive line? That's just getting a hat on a hat, opening just enough room for the back to be able to get through there for a big gain.
And at first down, they go right back to him. Past the 40. And he steps out of bounds, but a solid gain there on the ground. They trust the left side of that offensive line and come up with a huge play on the ground.
Yeah, your favorite, Chris, there. The old pin and pull there to the left side. Great blocking on the left side, able to create a great push. Nice crease, and the back found that with the vision and picks up some big yards for that first down.
The shotgun handoff here. Stopped short of the marker after just a short gain.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards there on 1st and 10.
Again, makes it 2nd and medium. And the wideout goes in motion. Back to pass. It's Jennings. Grab behind the line. It's Hudson. He'll be smothered right at the line for no gain.
Man, the defense was all over that play. Just left him almost no room to work after catching the ball.
On third down, he drops to throw. The receiver grabs it, and he's brought down, but there is a penalty marker out there. Let's check out this call. That stings for the offense. Penalty will cost him 10 yards. Crucial third down play coming up. Looking to throw here. Fires it to the wideout. Makes the catch downfield. They bring him down at the 18. The offense set up in the red zone with a first down. And a timeout is called to talk strategy. Close game here as we approach halftime. That now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. Makes the catch. Can he get in? And he's in. Touchdown, SMU. Well, this college football playoff game is all tied up, and Kirk, it's beginning to feel a little bit like a shootout.
Yeah, it is. It's a battle of the offenses. Both these teams right now executing flawlessly, and they're doing so with such high stakes, answering one score with another. Neither team is backing up 1 inch.
And the extra point splits the uprights. And with that extra point, we're all tied up now in the second quarter. So the offense getting some momentum before halftime with a touchdown. Now they kick off in hopes the defense can get a quick stop. Fielded in the end zone. It's Price. Tackled at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. That wrinkle, the wildcat formation, extra blocker in the game. Let's see what they call. And it's a direct snap. He breaks free. The Wildcat look picks up a solid game, but they're still short of the first. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play. The offense comes back out there. Not much time left. Perhaps just time for a couple plays before the half. Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. Caught near the sticks. It's Welch. So a timeout is called to talk strategy. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays before halftime. First down here for this offense. Back to throw. It's Salter. Defense is coming after him. And it falls incomplete with just 6 seconds remaining to play.
Boy, that pass rush got in there in a hurry. Great job by this defense of disrupting the rhythm and timing between the quarterback and the receivers.
Looking to pass here on second down. Looking deep to the right side. And it falls incomplete. They tried for a big chunk play on the final play of the period. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. And the Buffaloes will kick this away to begin the second half. Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. And the SMU offense is back out on the field now. They're looking for some points to jump on top here as we get the third quarter going. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. And that pass falls incomplete.
That's a misfire there, Chris. This passing game has got to be able to get into sync and find a rhythm.
So 2nd and 10 from the 25. Important to get something here to avoid that tough 3rd and long situation. With the catch, it's Maryland. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
Ball at the 30. This is a manageable 3rd down play for the offense. the air. It's Jennings. Makes the throw across the middle of the field. Makes the grab with plenty of room to run. And they get the conversion there. Set up now, first down at the 38.
Well, it's third down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another first down for this offense.
And the Mustangs line up on 1st and 10 now. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. With the catch, it's Singleton.
Chris, it's so easy to get excited about the receivers on the outside and their ability to make big plays, but the slot receivers are just as exciting, especially with their finesse, quickness, and ability to make guys miss in the middle of that field.
They'll test the right side here. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
Offense breaks a huddle and gets set. It's third down. And he'll set up to throw. Delivers quickly to the left side. He fires this throw and is intercepted. Follows the pick with a nice return before finally being brought down.
Oh, great hands by the defender to take that ball away and pretty much steal it from the intended receiver. I don't know if I'd be targeting that defender very many more times.
Ball handed off. It tests the middle but gets stuffed. That run goes nowhere. Well, the play is just blown up by the big fella in the middle, Kirk, showing some quickness for his size.
Yeah, we know about his power, but how about his ability to penetrate there? And that's the quickest way to blow up a run game is that interior penetration. If you're able to break through the middle of that offensive line, then you can create a lot of havoc in the middle.
Fires quickly to the left. It's caught inside the red zone, still on his feet. Touchdown, Colorado. And they jump on top here in the second half.
This is a beautiful route here by the receiver. He works on the right side, comes all the way over on that deep over route to find that opening. Quarterback puts it right on the money for a beautiful touchdown.
PAT puts him in front by 7. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. He's going to bring this out a few yards deep in the end zone. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here comes the Mustangs offense back on the field. They had some good things going on the last drive, but it ended suddenly with the pick. Let's see what they can do here. Back to throw. It's Jennings. Fires it to the wideout. Wide open downfield. He's brought down, but an explosive play through the air.
You know, each receiver brings something a little bit different to the table, Chris. To me, the outside receivers usually are a little bit longer, taller guys. You get those slot receivers in the inside, not only can they make the catch, but they have quickness to make plays after the catch. Great example of that right here.
And they'll run it out of the shotgun. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior.
Defense does a really nice job here of being able to contain that run game, held him just at 2 yards. Chris, to me, this changes the playbook a little bit now for the offense. The guy calling the plays at 2nd and 8, that's a different deal. Now he's got to probably thinking about going through the air instead of staying on the ground.
Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. Receiver makes the catch. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first.
Well, the defense sits back in a zone coverage. Good job here by the quarterback recognizing that soft coverage, and he hits the routine drag route underneath for a first down. And looking to throw now on 1st down. Pulls it in. It's Harden.
Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice game there.
Man, isn't it fun to watch running backs who can add that dimension to the passing game? They're so dangerous because once they catch the football, they're operating in much more open space than they would be if they're just getting a handoff. And it really tests the linebacker's ability to cover out in space.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. On the run here, lets it go. Short throw complete to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid gain there on 1st down. Looks to be just inches short of the marker. Come to the line for 2nd down and very short now. Off target with the throw, incomplete.
I'm not sure the quarterback makes the right decision on this one. I think if he'd do it over again, he would have found a different target downfield, but he made his decision. That one's incomplete.
Try and muscle for the 1st down. Looking for the end zone, has a lane. Touchdown, Mustangs. Still no answer for this offense. Took some extra time in the weight room paying off on that play.
What a job shedding tackles, crossing that goal line. And if you're this defense, you got to focus a bit more on the fundamentals and wrapping up because poor tackling teams get exposed by running backs like this.
And the point after is right down the middle. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Bringing it out, it's Miller. Solid coverage there. They get it at the 15. That's where the offense will take over. Here's the first play of the drive now, backed up at the 15. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. Looking downfield, it's Salter. He's wide open. Look out. Tackle made after a big gain.
Boy, really good job up front here by the offensive line, giving the quarterback plenty of time for that route to clear underneath before he made the throw.
Game moves into the 35. 1st down again. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Bringing pressure. That's going to be incomplete. A 1st down drop here in the middle of the field.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
So 2nd and 10 as they try to stay out of 3rd and long here in this tie game in the 3rd quarter. Makes the grab. It's Miller. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards.
Chris, I think you got to give all the credit to the wide receiver here. Man-to-man coverage on an out route. That is a tough ass. Good inside move on the stem to separate from the defender, and a great throw by the quarterback near the sideline.
And it's intercepted. He stepped in front of that bullet. And they finally bring him down. Great defensive play, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see if the takeaway stands. We reach the end of 3 in this playoff game. Deadlocked, a classic on our hands as we stop to check the game summary so far. Let's see how this 4th quarter unfolds. Everything to play for here for both teams. So here we go, first play of the quarter. The offense has a 1st down. They open the 4th by going to the air. Grab down the middle. It's Knight. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time. That's a nice pickup there. They find some space in the zone and pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, really nice call here, Chris, to be able to pick up this 1st down on this drag route. The quarterback does a nice job of being patient, waiting for that window to open up in that zone, and he put it right on the money for the receiver to have a chance to not just catch it, but eventually get the 1st.
Tackle is made. It's a short gain, well short of the marker.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or 2 guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
Makes the grab. It's Maryland. Headed for the end zone. Touchdown, SMU. And they take the lead here in the fourth quarter. Well, Kirk, this quarterback told us this is my time to shine, a playoff game. He has gone out and backed that up so far.
Yeah, he's done everything that's been asked of him and more. Just a great job of getting into a rhythm. Really tough to defend. Right now, the defensive coordinator, you can see him down there. He's throwing his headset. He's frustrated. He's got to come up with some new wrinkles to try to slow this guy down.
PAT is up and good. They lead by a touchdown here in the fourth quarter. So after putting up a touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Miller. Tackled at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. And the Colorado offense is back out on the field. This offense trying to bounce back. The last possession ended in a pick. Back to pass. It's Salter. Taking a deep shot here to the right. And it's hauled in. Catch made way downfield.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. And let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big game.
Play action here on first down. Oh, they trap him for a sack. The Buffaloes looking to run some tempo here.
Well, that takes the wind right out of your sails. This offense is trying to find a way to get back into this game, and another pressure and a sack against their quarterback.
That's caught. It's Brown. Stopped right there at the line. No gain.
Boy, they're just fundamentally sound, right where you want to be after the completion. Nowhere to go after that catch.
The important play right here. Close game, fourth quarter, third and long. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Caught behind the line. It's Hayden. And the tackle is made. The defense was ready for that screen. They stop him short of the first down.
Now, there's just nothing here for the quarterback to do other than throw it to his back and hope that he could get the yards after the catch, enough for the first down. But the defense gives some yards, but not enough for him to get to the sticks.
Down one possession in the fourth quarter, and the offense is going to try to convert here on fourth down. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. He bought some time, now lets it go. And it's incomplete, and the drive will fizzle out here in the final minutes.
Well, the ball's close to midfield, and this offense is trying to get things going here in the second half. I understand the aggressive mindset, but this one could cost him.
Chewing clock with the running game. And they finally stop him, but a decent gain that time.
Chris, good job here on that stop, but remember, the ball is inbounds, and the clock keeps moving here late in the game, and you're trailing. As a defense, you got to start thinking about utilizing those timeouts. You got all three to use. At what point you're going to start putting those into play?
And now the handoff. Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing.
That's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fits and holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
Here we go. Crucial play coming up. It's third down and 3. So the clock stops as we head into the final 2 minutes of play here. This defense needing to step up and make a play now. Playoff game on the line here. Can the offense play keep away and secure the victory? And he will be stuffed for no gain. The offense will go for here on fourth down and 3. caught in the backfield. It's Maryland. They make the tackle, but he easily gets first down yardage, and the drive keeps going.
Man, I've really enjoyed watching this guy play all year, and it's been great to see him in person today, making good decisions, accurate throws, and keeping this offense moving.
Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Just keep churning these yards out, playing with a lead here late in the football game. At the very least, you're thinking about making this a two-possession game with a field goal, but keep eating that clock.
Playoff dreams coming down to the final 2 minutes here. Offense looking to keep the football and secure the win. Here comes the handoff. Putting toward the end zone. No stopping him on that run. Touchdown, Mustangs.
What a huge score here by this offense late in the game. This touchdown makes it a two-possession game with under a minute to go.
Extra point up and good. A two-touchdown lead here now in the fourth quarter. You got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away.
Colorado, 21.
Bringing it out. It's Price. And he steps out at the 20, trying to make something happen to cost the offense 5 yards of field position. Here's the first play of the drive now from that 20-yard line. Scanning the field. It's Salter. On the move now. He'll throw it now. Catch made along the sideline, but he's short of his sticks. Then he'll run out of bounds after picking up a few yards on the play. Second down after that previous play. From the shotgun, drops back. The pass rush closing in. They try a downfield shot. That's a good effort there. But now it's third down.
This is smart defense. When you're trying to protect the lead late in the game, you know they're going to take some shots. Get those safeties and those defensive backs back far, anticipating a deep throw, and knock the ball away.
Incomplete for a third straight play.
Man, on your own side of the field, you're playing a risky game here. Third and short. Your goal should just be keep this drive alive the best way you can sometimes is just hand the ball off to your running back and have him get behind that offensive line and go to work. Curious to see what they do now here on this fourth and short.
Trying for a fourth down completion. He's got it. Enough for a first down. Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. First down. And the Buffaloes lining up here on 1st and 10. Looking for a man. Taking a deep shot here late in the game. Oh, the pass is picked off. Breaks into the open. Across the 40. They'll finally bring him down, but what a play, the takeaway, and a huge gain on the return.
Oh, you feel terrible for this quarterback. He's played well all year. He's trying to make a play, trying to force it into coverage because they need points at this point in the game to try to advance into the next round of the playoffs. Puts it into coverage, and that's probably going to do it.
Looking downfield, it's Jennings. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return.
That's the last thing that you could afford to do. Working with the lead in the fourth quarter, I thought it'd be easy throws, high percentage throws, run the football, keep that clock moving. Now you've given your opponent a chance to get back.
Looking for a man deep down the left side. And the catch is made way downfield. That's a big game, but they could have used that when this football game was still in doubt.